Good day, everyone. If you could move your family anywhere, would you choose the fast-paced energy of the United States or the welcoming landscapes of Canada? These two neighbors share a border, but their daily realities can be worlds apart. Today, we're not picking a winner. We're diving deep to see what life is really like for families on both sides. We'll compare costs, healthcare, education, safety, and what it means to raise a family in each place. From grocery prices in Toronto versus Chicago to parental leave in Vancouver versus Miami, we'll break down the details that shape our lives. Whether you're curious about your neighbor or considering a move, this is your guide to making an informed choice. By the end, you'll see the trade-offs: financial opportunity versus social safety net, ambition versus stability. Let's begin. Let's talk money, the lifeblood of our daily existence. It's a topic that touches everyone, regardless of where you live or what you do. Understanding the cost of living is crucial for making informed decisions about your finances and your future. The foundation of daily life. It dictates how we spend our earnings, what we can afford, and ultimately, the quality of life we lead. From housing and food to transportation and entertainment, every aspect of our lives is influenced by the cost of living. When comparing the United States and Canada, the U.S. generally offers a lower cost of living in several key areas. This can be a significant advantage for families and individuals looking to stretch their budgets further. One of the most noticeable differences is with cheaper gas. The price at the pump can be substantially lower in the U.S., especially when currency exchange rates are factored in. You'll also find that electronics and groceries are often more affordable in the U.S. due to a variety of factors, including different trade agreements and supply chain efficiencies. This translates to giving families more purchasing power, allowing them to buy more goods and services with the same amount of money. This increased purchasing power can make a real difference in household budgets. But housing is the real wild card. It's the single biggest expense for most people, and the differences between the US and Canada can be quite dramatic depending on the location. Cities like Toronto and Vancouver, known for their vibrant cultures and thriving economies, rival New York and LA for sky-high prices, making them some of the most expensive places to live in North America. The demand for housing in these cities far outstrips the supply, driving prices up. On the other hand, many U.S. cities offer more affordable options, particularly in the Midwest and the South. You can often find larger homes for less money in these areas. When it comes to monthly bills, utilities are usually cheaper in the U.S., thanks to factors like energy production and infrastructure. Conversely, taxes are higher in Canada, but this is because they are dedicated to funding robust social programs that benefit all citizens. For example, if you're looking to rent, the average rent for a two-bedroom apartment in Toronto, a major Canadian city, is about $2,800 Canadian, which can put a significant strain on your monthly budget. In contrast, while in Chicago, a comparable major U.S. city, the average rent for a similar apartment is closer to $2,200 USD. When you're stocking your fridge, groceries can cost 10 to 15% more in Canada, impacting your weekly food expenses. On top of the base price, taxes like GST, Goods and Services Tax, and PST, Provincial Sales Tax, add up at the checkout, further increasing the cost. In the U.S., sales tax varies significantly by state. Some states have relatively high rates, while some have none at all, offering a significant advantage for shoppers. But don't just look at sticker prices. It's essential to consider the bigger picture and the overall cost of living. In the U.S., you might pay less for goods and services up front, which can be appealing in the short term. However, you might end up paying more out of pocket for healthcare and college, which can have a significant impact on your long-term financial well-being. In Canada, higher taxes mean more services are covered, including universal healthcare, which can provide peace of mind and financial security. Ultimately, the cheaper country depends on what you value most and your individual circumstances. It's a matter of weighing the costs and benefits of each system. Consider where your money goes after the basics are covered. Do you prioritize affordable housing, lower taxes, or comprehensive social services? It's not just about what you earn, but what you keep, after taxes, healthcare costs, and other essential expenses. Consider what your money needs to cover, from healthcare and education to retirement savings and unexpected emergencies, to make an informed decision about where you can live most comfortably and securely. When we talk about the differences between the United States and Canada, healthcare is often at the forefront of the conversation. It's where the US and Canada truly diverge, showcasing fundamentally different approaches to ensuring the well-being of their citizens. The contrast is stark, reflecting different values and priorities. Canada's single-payer system covers essential medical care for all, ensuring that every citizen and permanent resident has access to necessary treatments and services, regardless of their income or social status. This commitment to universal access is a cornerstone of Canadian society. This comprehensive system is funded by taxes, a collective contribution from all working Canadians that pools resources to provide a safety net for everyone. It's a system built on the principle of shared responsibility. In practical terms, this means no bills after emergencies, allowing individuals to seek immediate medical attention without the fear of crippling debt. There are also no co-pays for most procedures, removing financial barriers to essential healthcare services. The trade-off for this universal access? Wait times for non-urgent care can be long, as the system prioritizes those with the most pressing medical needs. This can be a source of frustration for some Canadians. In the US, most people get insurance through work as part of their employee benefits package. This employer-sponsored system is a key feature of the American healthcare landscape. However, lose your job and you could lose coverage, creating a precarious situation for many Americans and their families. This link between employment and healthcare can be a significant source of anxiety. The U.S. system offers faster access to specialists and more choice of doctors and hospitals, providing patients with a greater degree of control over their healthcare decisions. This is especially true if you have good insurance, which can unlock a wider range of options and services. But even with insurance, out-of-pocket costs can be crushing, including deductibles, co-insurance, and uncovered services. These expenses can quickly add up, placing a significant burden on individuals and families. As a result, medical debt is a real risk for many Americans, leading to financial hardship and even bankruptcy. The U.S. leads in medical innovation, driving advancements in treatments, technologies, and pharmaceuticals. But access to these cutting-edge advancements comes at a price, often making them unaffordable for many. Canada guarantees care for all, ensuring that everyone has access to essential medical services, but you might wait longer for certain procedures. The U.S. offers speed and choice, allowing for quicker access to specialists and a wider range of treatment options, but at a financial risk that can be substantial. So the choice boils down to this: universal access with potential waits, or quick care with potentially high costs. Each system presents its own set of advantages and disadvantages. Ultimately, the question is, which system would you trust with your family's health and financial well-being? That's the real question to consider when evaluating these two very different approaches to healthcare. Education shapes futures, and the US and Canada take different paths. Both offer free public K-12 education, but in the US, school quality depends on local property taxes. Wealthy areas get better schools. Canada funds schools at the provincial level, leading to more consistent quality across neighborhoods. For higher education, US universities are prestigious but expensive. Tuition, fees, and living costs can top $70,000 a year. Student debt is a major burden for many Americans. In Canada, universities are publicly funded and much more affordable, with lower average student debt. Canadian schools may not have the Ivy League brand, but they offer world-class education at a fraction of the cost. For families, Canada's system is less stressful and more accessible. The US offers elite options if you can pay. The choice: prestige and price, or access and affordability. Safety is non-negotiable for families. Canada consistently reports lower crime rates, including violent crime and homicides, often 3 to 4 times lower than in the US. Strict gun laws in Canada mean fewer firearms and less gun violence. In the US, gun laws vary widely, and gun-related violence is much higher. Canadian communities often feel more tranquil, with strong public trust and social cohesion. Crime exists everywhere, but the overall atmosphere in Canada is more peaceful. In the US, safety can vary dramatically by neighborhood. Some are very safe, others less so. Mass shootings and polarized trust in law enforcement add to anxiety. Choosing where to live in the US often means deep research into local safety. For peace of mind, Canada has the edge. How we work and how we rest defines our lives. The US is known for its live-to-work culture, long hours, high ambition, and constant hustle. This drives innovation, but also stress and burnout. Canada leans work to live, valuing personal time and family life. Canadians expect to disconnect after work, and government policies back this up. In the US, there's no federal law for paid vacation. Most get about 10 days, if any. In Canada, paid vacation is mandatory, at least 2 weeks, often more. Parental leave is another big difference. Canada offers up to 18 months with income support, while the US guarantees only 12 weeks unpaid. For families, Canada's policies make it easier to recharge and bond. The US rewards ambition, but often at the cost of balance. Raising kids is expensive, a sentiment every parent knows all too well. From diapers to daycare, the costs seem endless. So how do these countries help alleviate the financial strain on families? What kind of support systems are in place to ease the burden of raising the next generation? Let's take a look at the different approaches Canada and the United States employ. Canada's child benefit gives monthly tax-free payments to families scaled by income. This means that the amount a family receives is directly related to their financial situation, ensuring that those who need the most help get it. The US offers a child tax credit, but it's a lump sum at tax time, which can be helpful but doesn't provide the consistent support many families need throughout the year, not monthly support. This can make budgeting and managing expenses more challenging for American families. Canada's system is simpler and more predictable, allowing families to plan their finances with greater confidence, knowing they have a consistent source of support. Childcare costs are a huge burden in both countries, often representing a significant portion of a family's budget. But the US system is mostly private and unregulated, leading to wide variations in quality and cost, making it one of the highest expenses for families. The lack of regulation can also raise concerns about safety and quality of care. Many US parents face the choice, a difficult decision with far-reaching consequences. Work just to pay for childcare or stay home and forego a salary. This is a trade-off that can significantly impact a family's financial well-being and career prospects. Canada is rolling out a national childcare program, a bold initiative aimed at making childcare more accessible and affordable for all families. Aiming for $10 a day care, a price point that would dramatically reduce the financial burden on families, already lowering costs in many provinces. This phased approach is bringing relief to families across the country. This makes it easier for both parents to work if they choose, boosting household income and contributing to the economy. Systemic support for families is a hallmark of the Canadian model, reflecting a commitment to investing in the well-being of its citizens. In the US, support is patchy and varies by state, creating a complex and often inequitable system. For parents, Canada's approach is a game-changer, offering a more stable and supportive environment for raising children. Beyond numbers, what's the overall quality of life? Canada consistently ranks higher in global happiness and quality of life indexes, thanks to its social safety net and lower polarization. The environment matters too. Canada's clean cities, vast parks, and focus on nature are a big draw. Air quality is generally better, and outdoor recreation is everywhere. Both countries are diverse, but Canada's official multiculturalism policy celebrates cultural heritage, creating vibrant, inclusive cities. The US is a melting pot, encouraging assimilation, while Canada's mosaic lets cultures thrive side by side. Quality of life is subjective. The US offers unmatched variety, ambition, and cultural influence. Canada offers stability, safety, and a slower pace. The better place depends on whether you value dynamic opportunity or social cohesion. What matters most to you? Let's sum it up. What are the real trade-offs? The US offers economic opportunity, higher salaries, and a culture of ambition. The cost of living is often lower, and the job market is vast. But healthcare is expensive, student debt is high, and crime rates are a concern. Canada's strengths are its social safety net, universal healthcare, affordable education, and family support. It's safer, more stable, and less polarized. The downsides? Higher taxes, a smaller job market, and expensive housing in big cities. The pace of life is slower, and some may find the culture less dynamic. It's a choice between economic dynamism and social stability. No country is perfect. Each offers unique advantages and challenges. The best fit depends on your family's priorities. What do you value most? So, which path would you choose, Canada or the US? There's no single answer to that question. The right choice depends on your priorities: safety, opportunity, support, or ambition. For those who value stability, affordable education, and healthcare, Canada is compelling. For career-driven families seeking higher earnings and dynamic culture, the US still shines. Ultimately, it's about fit. not superiority. What matters more, a higher salary or more vacation time? Fast access to care or never seeing a medical bill? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Thanks for joining us on this journey.